It's a camera shot.
I don't see that whatsoever.
Do we need the mic? Can I use it as a prop?
Yeah.
Sure.
This is a prop.
Oh, wait a second, can I? All right.
There you go.
So we're coming to you from the Texas Rugby Union YouTube channel, and here we have Lady of the Match from the champions this year, the Dallas Reds, winning 61-0. This is Haley Fillenbaum, Lady of the Match. Well, I gotta ask you, now let's see, you scored 3 tries, you had 2 offloads leading to other tries. It seemed like whenever you got the ball and you were able to get it out to Malay, it was non-stop. So tell me about your game plan coming into today and just your overall feeling of winning the championship.
I just come in with a clear head, you know, play hard, hit hard, clean, and it worked out.
Well, fantastic. Well, Haley, we want to thank you very much and congratulate you and the Reds, and congratulate you for being Lady of the Match.
Thank you.
All right, take care. Thank you, everyone.
Woo! We're out.
HARC.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
And Austin has won the kickoff immediately, and they're going on the front foot immediately, looking to put their stamp on this game.
But I tell you what, look at that. That is HARC's number 12, John Wesley, coming in for the stop. He's saying, no Dallas, or no Austin, you're not going to come on in and score today. You know, this is really a big game for Austin because as we learned yesterday, Austin won the Division I championship, they won the Division III championship, and now we're here at the D2 championship.
And the person down right now for the Austin Blacks is Vincent Dutton. He took a knee for a little bit. It was a great contact from HARC. Scrum to HARC. Putting in the ball will be Rory Gleason from Ireland. He came into country last year. Moved to Houston. He's an insurance adjuster, I believe.
Offload, 8-man offload at Gleason. Gleason gets it out there nicely. Look at that speed run. I tell you what, HARC is on the attack here today. But the defense from the Blacks, a little bit
good rucking there. Good rucking there from the HARC to keep the ball in play. And there's a nice step inside there from the 22.
22 had it.
HARC's looking to slow it down and set their back line.
Good driving on the ruck.
Gleason sets the ball, picks and goes himself. Kenny offloads to the speedster, number 11.
Number 11, that's Derek Paul. Paul almost had it, loses the ball, but back to HARC.
They do retain possession. The Blacks are putting pressure on the breakdown. Boy, they are starting at light speed this match. Coming to you from UD Pitch here in Dallas. Gleason ferrying the troops, setting the ball to the 10.
Off to Pastrello. Pastrello's passing it out there nicely.
Wow, that's a big contact there from the Austin Blacks. HARC resetting their line. Gleason gets the ball, is looking for their 8-man, David Calero. He reload again. And what do you think
Penalty,
here?
not releasing the tackled player. Penalty, Houston.
Well, they've been going at breakneck speed for the start of this match. What do you think they do here? Do you think they go for points, or do you think they...
They're going to go for
they're
post.
They're going to go for post, and that's smart. That is smart. Put the points on the board. We spoke about this yesterday, Larry.
We sure had. And I have to tell you something. At this point in the game, early in the game, they just need to get on the board.
You know, I really thought after seeing the Blacks play yesterday and not seeing HARC, I thought, man, it could be Blacks up and down the board for Division 1, 2, and 3, but HARC came out firing on all cylinders. In the 15-meter line, and now they have a kick at post that's pretty close to center. It's a very giving angle.
Let's see if we can get the number of this player here. kicker. You know, I have to tell you, the president of HARC, Rob Rutherford, he really wants to revitalize HARC. He's working very hard at it. In fact, HARC will be starting a youth and high school program for the first time in many, many years.
And it was number 2 on the kick, Ryan Hirsch, the hooker.
A hooker.
Hooker.
A hooker making the kick. I am even more impressed now with HARC.
I guess they could do everything with his foot. He gets the ball back to the scrum half, and he puts it through the post for points.
He throws it in the line out. Well, I tell you what, there we have it. So we have HARC up on the board first, 3-0. You know, I'm still impressed that was the hooker that did it. Okay, we have the kickoff back to HARC.
Vincent Dutton with the kickoff, and HARC's back on it again on the offensive series. Can they put 10 phases together and get it back down in the attacking position? Time will only tell. Great offload there.
Man, they're moving the ball. The ball's a little high, but I tell you what, HARC retained it.
And look at the depth on their attack. They have guys 15 meters back ready to go at pace.
You know, I have to commend the Blacks right now because they're doing everything that needs to be done for defense. Right now they're flat, but I don't see the opportunity. Yeah, okay, well, the Blacks are running up. They're attacking on defense.
Big hit by number 12
and they got the ball
there.
back, the number 10. Now the Blacks did it. See, the Blacks are doing good three-phase defense. They're flat, they're attacking, they're nominating who to get, and they did that, and that worked for them, and now it's in their hands. Number 2.
Leonard Yandel with the crash ball there.
This is Yandel's second game this weekend. He's coming off. He played for the D3 team yesterday as well.
Looks like the HARC has rallied the troops and may have poached the ball here, but there's a knock forward there by the Blacks. Scrum down HARC. So here we are. The Blacks make a bruising tackle. They have 2 good runs, but yet HARC's defense holds it up and gets the knock on, and they get a scrum, hoping to release pressure.
All right, talking to the captain there with the AR. We have official time off.
Yeah, I'm sure the scrum half from HARC is stating that he took a stiff arm dead to the face, and he's wondering why that hadn't been called as a penalty if the AR possibly seen it, because he caught him right between the eyes.
So we're gonna go here with the scrum. So here we have Rory Gleason, scrum half. He's gonna be putting the ball in. The hooker, Ryan Hirsch for HARC.
Good push from HARC there on the scrum. They get the ball back and clean
Gleason gets it back there. Unfortunately, kicks to touch way too close.
Yeah, I don't think they gained any advantage at all with that.
Not at all.
I guess the wind just pushed it way to their left, straight out of bounds.
Well, you know that's true because we have the wind that's coming, not just through the goalpost, but it's coming right in the direction that the ball was kicked. So, and it is a strong southern wind. So here we go, watching the line out here.
Austin Blacks.
Yeah. Okay, good. It's a good win by the Blacks. Oh, hey, wait a second. Look at that. And the defense by HARC was up there, but I tell you what, the Blacks are able to retain, getting the ball quickly out of the ruck. The Blacks aren't messing around.
Nice chip over the top there, but HARC does catch the ball, but they knew they had a penalty, so they took their chance. Sealing off is the call from Sean Martin.
Our referee today, once again, is Sean Martin. Our ARs are Greg Vernell and Jared Ford. Blacks number 12 is going to kick to touch. And it does find touch. Look at that. They are just meters from the goal line.
Yeah, and you would think they would put some type of attacking play on here where they either get a drive. I think they're possibly they have a full line out, so you would think they would drive if they can win this ball.
Well, the good thing about the Blacks is they could drive, get the ball out. I mean, they just have that strength, that depth, and that's exactly what they're going to do. You're right, Drew. They're going to drive. They're going to try to drive it in.
And they are moving the pile right now. They have a good platform
Nice.
set.
There it is.
They have
Nice
4 and
slice.
5 deep, and they're just slowly moving forward. Ball set. Here it comes to the backs. Great run there by David Harrison. Flanker Ryan Rackley with the crash ball gets him down to about 2 meters away. They're so close at this point in time. Oh, that's got to be in from the side.
That's got to be an infraction right there coming in from the side. You know, he just had to have gotten a little bit too excited trying to stop, and that's going to hurt him.
And look how controlled the Blacks are. They are 1 meter out. That gentleman could have tapped and went with it, but he made the choice to, hey, let's be smart. I think they're going to go for post and tie this game up.
Well, you know, that's smart play, again, at this point of the game, and that is ensure that you can get the points easily. Later on, that you want to do the quick tap and go, but not right now. So, all right, here he goes. So who do we have here representing the Blacks? Getting his tee.
I believe it's their number 12. David Harrison for the kick.
Boy, I have to tell you, you could see both sides just coming out here playing explosive rugby. Just working the ball well, supporting each other well.
You could just see the pace of the game, too. Compared to the Div 3 match and the women's match, this is just a whole other level. They have it in a higher gear. The phases are coming fast and furious, and the kick is up and good.
Well, Drew, here we are now. It's a tied match, 3-3.
Yeah, and we're probably 10 minutes in at this point in time. So it's a 0-0 match, and HARC's running the ball up here and getting ready to take it back to him. And once again, kicking for HARC is the number 2. Ryan Hirsch, the hooker, is putting the ball to foot.
You know, I'm just so amazed right now that we have a hooker who can kick like this. I'll tell you what, he's on the outside.
That's a great tackle there by the number 5, Stewart.
They're going to kick the ball over. Here it is. Oh. Don't know if that was a knock-on, but definitely gone to touch. And the referee's going with the AR there on the call. Wow.
Yeah, it's unfortunate there. You know, the sun could have been in his eyes. He's looking directly up trying to catch that ball. Here we go, the Blacks with a short 5-man lineout. They have forwards all through their back line at this point in time.
And they win. Get it quickly out to the scrum half. Great ball movement.
Great crash run there from the Blacks.
Man, the speed.
Yeah,
ball handling. He's on the open run there, but brought down.
HARC has got to get their alignment flatter and reform because the Blacks are coming at breakneck speed. That ball is coming off the 9. Jamel Shaw, quickly, he's got that ball and he moves it fast.
Absolutely there, Drew. I tell you what, they're doing everything properly. The Blacks are.
Shaw getting goes to the short side of the field.
You know, I have to commend the Blacks here right now because they're possessing the ball, they're moving the ball well, they're just holding on to it, which is all to their advantage.
They haven't made many meters yet so far.
And that's because HARC is holding on to good defense. That's been the best so far in several phases.
That may be a knock forward.
And it is. So we're going to have a scrum, and it will be HARC's put in. Boy, I tell you, how many phases did we have there?
I think we had about 6 continuous phases in a short amount of time. The ball is coming out at just blistering pace. I love rugby like this when the ball's in, out, and guys are moving forward and taking the ball at pace. The collisions are hard and brutal, and it's been a great 15 minutes so far in this match. Division II championship, Austin Blacks versus HARC. Going for history today are the Blacks. They're trying to make history, putting 3 teams in the final 8 for USA Rugby. Can they do it?
That is amazing. That will be absolutely amazing. The first time
Great
ever.
scrum, though, by HARC there. Look at them. They're going to get a penalty if they keep pushing forward. Gleason passes the ball out. They're 10 double pumps. And they have a little space here. Can he get the ball out there?
Boy, I tell you, that runner reminds me of Meeson for the Sabercats, the way he looks. Red hair, red beard. All right.
So the runner, the number 14 from Houston, Stefan Marr, he made one too many steps. He cut inside, and his runner went to the outside, and he had no support, and he got an open field tackle, and the Blacks were able to get over the ball quickly.
So the Blacks have the ball. They're going to kick to touch here, and they're going to be quite a ways downfield.
That's going to stay in, I think, Larry.
Oh, it did stay in. Look at this. And he called a mark, and he kicked it to touch.
Well, you wish you could have got a little bit better kick on that coming back because there's a free.
I tell you what, Jamel Shaw is really excited. He's pumping his team up. So here they go. We got the line out here. Blacks throw in.
Yeah, I really think their line out is in a better position here than it would have went out of bounds where the gentleman caught the ball.
Absolutely.
Good take by the Blacks.
Oh, man, great win. Moving the ball out very nicely. But the defensive HARC stopped the little play they had going. Let's see what happens here. You know, here we are on the field, and it is at the hottest part of the day right now.
Shaw's trying to get the troops to the left over there. I believe they knocked the ball on possibly. Nope, they still retain possession. Ball comes back out.
Man, I tell you what, HARC is putting on a stout defense.
Radovich takes the crash up to slow the ball back down. Shaw goes back to the short side of the field. Oh, he picked and go.
Oh,
boy,
pick and go.
He has got some pace.
Yeah, he's ready. He wants it. Okay, they're moving up phase after phase, just retaining the ball. I think they're going to play it this way for a while, but no, they're going to get it out to the backs. Nope. Stout defense by HARC.
They lose 4 meters on the offensive line speed. HARC is moving forward at breakneck pace. But now this is trouble. Here comes Matthew Radovich.
Here it is.
The Arkansas State product.
I tell you what, that was a very dangerous run for HARC, but the defense was able to stop him.
Yeah, that's that bend but don't break defense. They're giving a little bit, but they're keeping them out of the try zone. They're keeping this game tight. And at this point in time, 20 minutes in almost, it's a 3-3 game. You couldn't ask for anything better than this at this point in time for these two teams. What a great match so far, Larry.
Absolutely is, Drew. This is a fantastic match. You know, I'm sitting here and I'm watching Jamel Shaw from the Blacks. You know, I can't help but think of Griggin from the from Australian Wallabies, just because the way he controls, the way he commands, the way he's moving, just everything all there.
Well, he's quite vocal because here I am 40 meters away and I could hear him clear as day calling the plays from here. And if they don't hear it, they must be deaf.
They must be deaf.
So here's a scrum down to HARC at this point in time. Rory Gleason putting the ball in.
Ryan Hirsch, the hooker for HARC, will be getting it back. All right, Rory puts the ball in, and looks like HARC's about to win this scrum. Getting the ball out, kicking it downfield, but it's going to touch.
Yeah, trying to relieve pressure there, and they did get a little pressure relieved. So once again, the Blacks will have the line out still on the attacking platform. I think it's going to be a water break right now, Larry.
Well, I tell you what, the temperature is definitely going up down here on the field from earlier today. So we got our 1-minute water break. Again, everybody, we welcome you to an awesome game here between the Austin Blacks D2 team and the Houston Athletic Rugby Club HARC's Division II team. We're here at the University of Dallas. You're on the Texas Rugby Union YouTube channel. All right, so we're coming back after the water break. And Drew, here we go. We got the line out, Blacks throwing.
Yeah, and they've been winning their lineouts and putting pressure on immediately, and I don't see it changing anytime soon. Good counter from Hart.
Oh, wow. I think you and I both are a little surprised, but that counter was good.
Yeah, the Blacks have been winning their lineouts regularly, but you know, all it takes is one bounce. Gleason slips out, throws a cutback pass to his winger. Great run there by the number 22.
We have no name for 22, so we're going to call him 22. And I tell you what a power runner. He's, and the ball finally goes out to touch. I got to tell you, the 22 there for HARC, man, that's a big, powerful 22. I would have thought a center.
Yeah, for a winger, that's a large man at wing. He's got to be at least 6'1", 6'2", 220 pounds.
Who is he? Find out who he is. 22.
So we just found out Ernesto Turk, 22 for Houston. Ernesto Turk. Give him what the fans want. Give Ernesto the ball. That's what they're cheering over here on our sideline. Great take by the Blacks.
Lineup was good. Questionable, but you know, it's not out of the line.
And Ernesto comes from the wing and makes the tackle in the center of the field. That's a winger making a tackle in the center of the field.
You know, I have to ask if Ernesto actually was a center one day, and they just put him out on the wing to bring some big, powerful guys out there. And look at that, the kick going downfield. It is over.
Jamel Shaw puts a boot to it, up and under. It holds in the field of play perfectly. And the ball's returned from the 11 ever HARC. This could be trouble for HARC.
Derek Paul kicked it down there, but it's picked up by number 12 of the Blacks.
And beautiful step inside for the number 12. Defense ferries, so Blacks are back on offense. Shaw looking to make his ball movement happen. Gets the ball. There's an overload to the right here.
There's a strong overload to the right. You're absolutely right there, Drew.
If they could get Matt Radovich the ball, he could put the speed down. Shot.
Derek Paul for HARC had to get out there quickly.
Knock on.
And it's probably going to come right down on our 10. Here it goes. Oh my goodness. I tell you what, this could really be a boon for the Blacks right now.
And you could see the number 9 and 14, both Arkansas State products, clapping hands and saying, man, we got this. Let's put this game and get a score in here and put some points on the board.
All right, here we go. We have the Blacks put into the scrum.
There's a lot of room on this short side of the field to work if the 8-man decides to go with his 9 and 14 and attack the pace. The winger for HARC is back a good bit. That'd be a nice platform to attack, if I would think.
And I tell you, number 14, Matthew Rajovic, he's looking forward to getting the ball. And it looks like that may happen. Nope. They're going to go strong side. Oh, man, what a pass.
He backhanded that pass, and number 11 from the Blacks, Declan Oval with the score. Oval? Is his last name Oval? Last name is Oval? Oval? Declan O'Valley.
I tell you what, that drive, that run, that teamwork together, just moving the ball out quickly, unbelievably. Some great passes, awesome offloads, and then Declan Oval on that try.
Yeah, David Harrison literally underhanded the ball for about 10 meters, and Oval caught it at pace, and once he caught it at pace, you could not stop him.
We know that guy.
Nostin setting up the kick right here. David Harrison with the kick. And they got him on the far left hash. He's got a little breeze into his face too, Larry.
He sure does. I tell you what, that could be a dangerous thing. And unfortunately, it doesn't work for him. So right now, we have the Austin Blacks up 8-3 over HARC.
What a phenomenal match, Larry. The pace of this game, you know, with the MLR and youth rugby around the United States growing as fast as it is, to think you would have seen this level of rugby at Division II 5 years ago is not even a thought.
Not even heard of. Now, I have to tell you, I played D2 rugby 30 years ago, and we were just a bunch of old fat guys out there or young fat guys.
And here comes the hooker kicking the ball. And
Nice
that's a
kick.
beautiful kick. Beautiful tackle by
Oh
the
my
22
goodness.
again. He is, Ernesto's been
Ernesto
everywhere.
Turk was on that, but we have a penalty here. All right, but look at this, though. HARC is getting back, set up on their defense quickly. I tell you what, though, Ernesto just came in, put the hit on. The attack of the defense from HARC is going to make this a close game for the Blacks, and also the defense from the Blacks is also going to put it and make it very tough for HARC, so this is interesting.
Yeah,
Very interesting game.
Ernesto Turk is coming from everywhere. He's been on the wing, he's been in the centers, he's made the last 2 tackles on the kickoff. He's a jack of all trades so far in this match.
I got a feeling he enjoys eating Blacks for lunch.
Well, here comes Leonard Yandel throwing the ball in for the Blacks.
Going long.
And HARC does not even defend. They come up hard and they don't even make the gain line. So that's great defense by HARC. Their line speed is phenomenal in this match. But you can start seeing guys walking a little bit here and there in the red and blue jerseys.
Taking whatever moment they can to just get a quick breather. I tell you what, the Blacks are on a good drive right there.
And they get the penalty for sealing off is the call from Sean Martin, sealing off. So now HARC's got a chance to put it to the foot. Their hooker will come in for the kick. And that's a good 20-meter gain. Nothing wrong with that.
Nah, not bad, not bad. So here we go. Now we're going to see what's going to happen here. What do you think Houston's going to do? Are they going to try to push it forward, or are they going to get it out to their backs? Or a little bit further backs, I think, get it out to the backs.
Yeah, I think the same thing, Larry. I think they have a full line out, and their back line is very steep. I have not seen their number 13 Justin Reed get the ball yet. And from what I understand, he is a phenomenal runner. But
Number 4, there he is, Stuart Hundley. He got the ball, passed it down. Trying to keep the ball moving forward nicely.
great ruck. And the ball comes from Gleason. It gets out wide. Here comes the number 15 for HARC. Gets to his burner, number 11. And he's going to get... They did not blow the whistle yet. The play is on.
I tell you what, the whistle was blown, but you know what? It looked as if 11 there, Derek Paul, that he dropped the ball backwards before the ball went to touch. He went to touch, but not with the ball. So we're going to see what the AR and the referee say.
And the AR has said it was a knock forward by HARC, so it'll be a black scrum. But you know what? HARC has not been in this position very often today. So, you know, you have to be on that side of the field. You'd rather have the ball, but at least you have them pinned down, and maybe you could put pressure on them and get the ball back and get some points on the board.
Absolutely. All right, so here we go.
And HARC's scrum has been tight today, and they've been pushing the Blacks back on a regular basis. Look at that snap. They might get this ball.
Man, I tell you what, HARC was really driving on that scrum, and that has messed a few things up there for the Blacks, but the Blacks are going to take advantage of it, and they're still controlling the ball.
They're going to call it a forward pass, so the pressure from the scrum,
wow.
the pressure from the scrum gets the fly half to have to go backwards or get the ball, and then when he passes, he's passing forward to his center. It's really not his fault. It's just the center didn't come back fast enough to realign.
But isn't it amazing, though, how it really began with the pressure from the scrum?
No doubt.
And everything else just going along with it.
Yeah, that pressure, that ball, once you knew the ball was in, you saw a little snap. They did almost a wave, what they called the old wave snap. And I'm sure you did years ago, where you drop your body and push, and it seemed like the Blacks were on skates. And I'll tell you right now, for as good as that scrum looked, this ball would not come out if I was the 8-man. I would walk this ball over. They're 5 meters from the line. I would keep the ball in tight and just try and go straight over if they could get that same push they just got on.
Well, here we go. We're about to see. All right, Drew, I'm going to go with you. I'm going to see if they do exactly that.
Well, you being a forward front rower, you know exactly how to look at that push. That's what they're going to do. Keep that
They're
ball.
doing it. They're doing it. They're
Keep
keeping
that
it
ball
right
in.
in, but they're twisting
And they
it
got the
around.
penalty. They got the penalty. He's going to give him a penalty try, I do believe. Nope, just a penalty.
Well, it's just a penalty. I tell you what, that was a great call right there, because the power of HARC's pack. I was expecting them to just drive over and get that, but you know what? The Blacks did exactly what they had to do to try to stop the try from taking place.
So, Larry, you were a front rower, and
Yep.
if you just had a scrum and you blew a team up like that and you had the option to scrum again, what would you do?
I'm going to scrum again, and we're going to score that try.
Well, they're going to give it to you. They're going to do 1 or 2. You're only going to get 1 or 2 times before they give you the penalty. And he tapped and went. That's shocking to me. I can't believe that.
I'm shocked. I'm very shocked, but I tell
It
you
looks
what,
like he got it down. Try time.
man, there you go. Who scored that try?
I believe it's their number 5, but we'll wait to see him turn around. Yep. They're number 5 in the match for HARC.
Alexander Pendeas. So that's Alexander Pendeas. He scored the try for HARC. So now we're tied up, 8-8.
And a dead center kick at post for the hooker, Ryan Hirsch. Phenomenal game so far today, Larry.
I got to tell you what, I'm really loving watching Hirsch, because he's a hooker and he's making the kicks. Usually it's the 9 or it's the 10. But here's a guy who does just a little bit of everything. And so this is really amazing.
He's winning the ball in the scrums, and he's putting the points on the board. That's a multifaceted player right there. And I think he may have missed it.
Wow. Well, I tell you what, HARC had the chance to come back and take the lead, but right now we're sitting here 8-all. Man, this is a great game.
And Ryan Hirsch comes as a byproduct from the LSU program there in Louisiana State.
Well, I tell you what, then we congratulate LSU for the great work they're doing with their rugby program down there. All right, so here we go. Blacks are kicking off to HARC. Number 10, Vincent Dutton. We saw him yesterday playing for the D3 team.
Oh, they were offsides. The Blacks were way ahead of the ball. That's okay. If it's not called, it didn't happen.
You know, and that's a tough thing sometimes for the center ref to see. He's looking at so much, watching everything.
Yeah, and the AR is down the field in 10, so it's tough sometimes.
Okay, they're going to chip to the side.
Might be trouble from Matt.
Oh, my goodness. Wow, what a defense set up, though, by HARC. That was a great take by 14 for the Blacks.
Number 12 is trying to get the ball in there from HARC. David Harrison. The big number 7 on a crash, Ryan Rackley.
I tell you what, the Blacks are moving the ball nicely, but they're just going up against the wall. There is a gap in the wall.
That's a try. And that all comes from a missed kick from HARC. You kicked it to a Matt Radovich, who's at full pace, steps inside one time.
And I tell you what, once you get Radovich getting the ball just once, it's done. All right, so there it is.
So they answer right back, Larry, to get 5 points on the board. And go back up 13-8, Austin Black. Slight angle on the kickoff here for David Harrison.
Well, the good thing is the wind for Harrison, the wind has died down just a bit, so he will not be kicking into the wind. Expecting him to go ahead and make this conversion.
There's one thing you could say about this game, Larry, is it's been entertaining. It's a back and forth, offensive fireworks everywhere, big defensive hits.
Oh, right off the post. No, you're absolutely right, Drew. This has really been hard-hitting, great rugby match right here today. Right now, it's 15-8 in favor of the Blacks. Man, I tell you what, I mean, so far we've seen so much that represents just good rugby.
Yeah, and HARC needs to come back quick and answer that score. You know, the Blacks took the kickoff, got all the way down there and scored very quickly. They need to answer back immediately and bring the game back to within range.
I tell you what, you're taking a look at the faces of some of the HARC players here on the kickoff. They're looking down at the Blacks as if they're ready for war. Here it is. Whoa, what a power run and a
big
power hit.
Collision there, Larry, big collision. And a nice chip ahead by Jamel
Going back,
Shaw.
fullback got it. Mitchell Pedler, he got the ball. Oh, knock on. That knock on was just too bad for HARC.
Yeah, it just went off the hands of Rory Gleason. It was a great offload from Mitchell Pedler. But
and I have to tell you, Gleason, that awesome Irishman right there, just getting excited maybe a little bit too much. But I tell you what, hey, unfortunately lost the ball. So we're down here in our scrum, close to the camera.
yeah, we could probably reach out and touch him if we wanted to. So I love having a scrum this close. You could actually see the intricacies. Watch HARC snap.
All right, Jamel Shaw, ball in. Hooker
No
gets it
movement
back.
that time. That's a great scrum by the Blacks. They actually stopped that snap.
Offload after the skip. Look at the speed of that run. 13's got it.
Justin Reed. William Firth, the 13, broke the line.
I got to tell you something. Once Firth got the ball, he just burst on through. He was the road runner. Man, I saw fire coming out of his legs. That was absolutely amazing. And then he ran by so quickly, he was able to get into the end goal and score the try.
I'll tell you right now, Larry, HARC has got to shore up their defense and get on the offensive foot, because if they let the Blacks get another try in here, it could get ugly before the end of the half.
Absolutely. So here we go right now. The Blacks are up 20-8 over HARC, just scoring quickly here.
Kicking for Austin will be David Harrison, who got the shot off the post last time. Hopefully get a little bit easier this time.
And he gets the conversion.
That takes the Austin Blacks to 22, HARC 8.
Wow, what a quick change to the game. You know, we came back here after the water break, 8-8, and then it looked like HARC was getting ready to score, and then the Blacks just answered that bang, bang right after HARC made that try to tie it up. The Blacks just turned on the heat right now, doing everything that represents great rugby.
Yeah, when Vincent Dunton, the fly half for the Blacks, gets the ball in his hand and he moves it, those guys outside are moving at breakneck pace, and they're just moving at all-out speed.
Absolutely. All right, here we go now. We have Ryan Hirsch on the drop kick.
It's a good kick again. A tackle again by the 22.
I'm going to tell you what.
Ernesto Turk has been all over the field today. That pass might be forward. Yep. Looks like it floated on. Like we said, the wind is coming from that direction, so he threw the ball and it kind of floated forward. So
Well,
I think officially Ernesto Turk is a flanker now. I know we saw him on the wing earlier a bunch, but I've seen him the last 2 scrums at the flank position. So it was a good call earlier by you, Larry. You said he looked like a loose forward. He is a loose forward. He's just everywhere.
Well, I tell you what, the power of him. But you know what? He could get into that wing position when necessary. He's a guy who's just an all-around great rugby player. And that's something we've seen in the last 30 years of rugby, where really the forwards and the backs, their athleticism is not as different as it used to be. So anyway, now we're getting here, going into the scrum.
Yeah, we haven't seen either center touch the ball for HARC. Justin Reed or Stefan Marr or John Wesley. They haven't had the ball yet. I'd like to see them get a ball at pace one time and see what they could do. Put a little pressure on the Blacks.
Rory Gleason getting the ball in.
Great scrum again by HARC. They're just walking it forward. I'd almost think about keep going down the field at pace. There's the 13 finally getting the ball.
Justin Reed was
Yep,
on the
penalty.
ball. That's too bad.
It was a great run and a great tackle, but he did not release. The tackler held him, and he popped up and tried to keep on running. He's got to release that ball, but you know what? There's a great crash line. It's good defense, but still, you made meters. You made the gain line by about 5 meters. If you just set the ball, you could reload a second phase. But
All right, so the Blacks are
that
going
ball might
to.
stay in play too.
Oh, they didn't get him that touch. You're absolutely right, Drew. Look at this. Wow.
And there he goes. He could offense and defense for the 20. Ernesto Turk, he is all over the field today.
Wasn't that amazing to see Ernesto get the ball and just run it, and the speed that he put on? I mean, it was like flames coming out from his shoes. But unfortunately, lost the ball, goes to touch, and so it will be a throw-in at the line-out for the Blacks. Wow. Yeah, Turk has really been something else for HARC.
You know, I'm shocked HARC does not keep the ball more in their scrums. They were driving last time. I mean, you can get penalties for that. But, it just, time will tell. I'm sure their coach will get with them and talk to them and make some changes. Defense comes up front. Great block down.
Oh, nice charge down.
Oh, this could be a score here. That is going
Almost.
to
Wait
be
a second.
penalty,
Is there
I
an
would think.
obstruction called?
Wow, I thought there definitely was an obstruction there. I thought he took the defensive player out.
Wow.
It was not called.
It wasn't called. Obstruction was missed. But that's the referee's choice. Look, he's going out there to get him. He's going out to get him. He's going to try to take him into touch. Ball still in play.
Good,
The
good
ruck
ruck
is
there.
awesome.
Smallwood gets in the ball, kicks it through. Wow,
Keeps it in. I would have thought that kick would have been out. Mitchell Pedler.
Wow, there's some
Passing the
space
ball
there
out.
to the right, and here comes Ernesto Turk.
Oh,
with the
Ernesto
ball.
has the ball. He's going to run it.
He is just cutting them up left and right.
Oh, he tried to chip it down, but was taken down beforehand.
That's okay. HARC has an overload out here to the left. If they get to the ball on the short side of the field, I don't think they see it.
They
have
don't.
4 guys out here.
Somebody didn't call it. They weren't deep enough either. Ah, that's too bad. HARC had every advantage in their favor.
Smallwood brings the ball out. Nice runner from the Blacks to number 7, Ryan Rackley. Sets a good platform. And the Blacks are on the front foot again. Here comes the ball to the 10. Oh, beautiful chip through.
I tell you what, that would have been a chip through to touch. It would have been a line out for HARC, but we have a penalty here.
It's an offsides penalty.
Oh, worst time to get a penalty like that. Well, here we go.
And Larry, you had the same thought I did earlier. I thought the defender for HARC was going to make after the block down, got picked off the ball going towards the ball. But like I said, I wasn't as close as the referee was, Sean Martin. So no call, play on. That ball is going to stay in also.
Derek Paul got the ball, passed it in.
That's good counter ruck by
Stefan
Austin there.
had the ball.
I do believe Austin has the ball still, and they do. Their 13 gets the ball, goes forward.
It's a battle back and forth. HARC is holding on.
That was a great poach by the Blacks. but the ball kicked back by HARC. They spin it wide.
HARC is still holding on to the ball.
And there's a knock forward there by the Austin Blacks. Scrum down, HARC.
Well, I tell you what, this could really be something that can work in favor of HARC. Now, what I'm wondering is, will HARC try to push the ball forward into the scrum here, center field, and then just trying to move up a little bit more, and then get it out to the backs, and let's see if the centers can get it out. And man, if they can get it back out to number 11, Derek Paul, there's all kinds of options.
Their scrum has been phenomenal today, and they've been moving forward. You keep moving them forward far enough, you'll get a penalty if you could just keep the ball at the back foot of the 8 and just keep driving them forward. And they have. Their pack has looked phenomenal today against the Blacks.
Well, all right, Drew, looks like he's going to call it up, reset in a moment. Again, for safety. Wants to make sure everybody binds right. Shoulders are right. Everything's just as safe as can be now.
Yeah, it's tough for a referee to see what's happening on that far side if there's any nefarious activities by the front row player.
Rory Gleason putting the ball in, and that's exactly what they're doing.
The ball and get the penalty.
The ball came out, though. Yeah, the 8-man was trying to keep it in there.
Oh, man.
David Calero attempted to keep it in, but didn't. But now it's turned over back to the Blacks.
Yeah, the 15 just dropped the ball out of his hand while he was running.
Straight off his feet. Like dove over. Are you kidding?
And there was a knock on, I believe. And that is halftime.
Unbelievable first half, Drew. Tell you what,
halftime, 22-8, Austin Blacks over the Houston Athletic Club. Larry, I'm getting ready to go for the day. I cannot thank you enough for having me. It's been a phenomenal time and a great game so far, wouldn't you say?
I tell you what, it has been a phenomenal time. It's been a great game. So I'm gonna, before you leave for today, I need to ask you, what's your call for the end? I need you to go ahead and take a bet.
I think the Austin Blacks are going to make history today. I think they're going to put 3 teams in the round to 8. Obviously, that team has so much depth down there. They have the ability to have 3 teams just to be in the finals is one thing, but to have 3 teams to go, I think it'll be a great match. I'm going to go 30-28 Austin Blacks.
30-28 Austin Blacks. Well, I appreciate it, Drew. I'm going to hold you to it now. Okay, we'll be keeping points. Hey, thanks for joining us, Drew, and thanks everybody for being here with us on the Texas Rugby Union YouTube channel.
All right, so we're coming back here now. And let's see, unfortunately, we had Drew. He had to take off for today. So I have Simmons here with me.
Oh, good to see you, my friend. So, Larry, from what I've seen, it's been a fantastic game thus far. HARC, not saying they need a miracle just yet. They're still within striking distance, but they're going to have to put together some phasing.
I tell you what, they have to put together some phasing. And the thing here is that we have two outstanding teams, but I just think overall in team play, the Blacks have just been doing a little bit better, and the Blacks have taken advantage of some unfortunate mistakes by HARC, and that's why we see the Blacks ahead 22-8. Here we go. And then we have Ryan Hirsch, the hooker who's also a kicker, kicking back. All right, so we have a knock-on by HARC. We're going to have a scrum, and it will be the Blacks put in.
Well, one of the things that I've noticed is, and it won't show up in the box score, obviously, but it's the big hits, the momentum-shifting style plays that Austin Blacks has made, and that's what's given them the lead. HARC really needs either a big hit, a nice run, something to get them motivated to go in strong for this second half.
Right, hold on 1 second. We have the scrum half here for the Blacks. Jamel Shaw, he's putting his hand up. He's looking for something. You know, go ahead.
I believe it's the drone that was overhead that might have a stoppage in play for a split second.
Well, here we go. You know, the one thing about the Blacks, though, is there's a lot of the players for Austin who've been playing together for years, and I think we're seeing how that's been very beneficial, even though HARC's players are superb club rugby players. Yeah, he's just going to kick it downfield. Right to touch.
So gets it right over that midway line. And again, just more breathing room for the Blacks.
That was Dutton Vincent who kicked it down there. And, you know, the one thing about Dutton, he played for the D3 side of the Blacks yesterday. So he's just all over the place. So here we go. We have Ryan Hirsch throwing the ball in.
I noticed he looked a little familiar with that hair. That mane.
that fiery red hair.
Yeah.
Is. And there we go.
Good take by Harks.
Stuart Hudley got the ball. Passed the ball out, got it to the scrum half there, and of course it's moving on. Rory got the ball, moved it on. And there's the big prop running forward.
Always a big fan of the big man prop run.
Jesse Dominguez. And here we go.
Exactly what HARC needed to get the penalty. Let's see how they will utilize this.
Okay, so we have a penalty. 9 taps and goes. 10's going out to the outside, not quite in.
Yeah, he took a rough tackle.
Oh,
but the
pick
momentum
and go,
carrying.
pick and go. And we have a try. Hold on, we're waiting right here for the call. The referee is going to be speaking with the AR. And a try is awarded.
Well-earned try by HARC. Exactly what they needed to start off the second half strongly. I thought they were going to try to utilize more overlap play to the outside. Instead, sticking with what got him here, staying inside, a little pick and go, and then keeping it within that front 8.
From our angle, it looked like that was scored by Ernesto Turk. So, that brings the score up just a little bit. For HARC, that gives them 13. So now we're at 22-13. We're going to see what happens here.
Kicking into the win here. Again, not at the most forgiving of angles.
But this is Ryan Hirsch, who's a hooker and a kicker. I'm just amazed by that.
I was going to say, I almost don't believe you.
We were a little shocked a little bit earlier to see it. Hirsch kicks up. Not quite, just a little short. Okay, well now that brings the score 22-13. Still in favor of the Blacks, but that was an awesome drive by HARC on that one.
Yeah, the play really working out well for HARC. And again, we talked about some of those plays that don't show up at the end game in the box score, and they had some big runs that really helped fuel the momentum. It gave them that positive energy that they were looking for, and really helped get that try over when it looked like they could have been denied right in the try zone.
Well, I tell you what, we can hear all the Austin Black fans right around us. They're getting excited.
Well, I think they're also getting a little worried now as the scoreline getting a little tighter.
There it goes. HARC's getting that ball out. Look at that. Nice movement. Hirsch moving it. That was 2 passes that we saw from 2 forwards that looked like backs passing.
Turk, he is a wonderful runner. Runs with ease and power.
Look at that. That little drop pass could have hurt HARC. It didn't.
Now, very fortunate that there was no knock called.
Moving the ball out just a little bit more. Banging that forward. Oh, knocked it on, unfortunately. Well, that was Jesse Dominguez who had the ball. He had a good run, but unfortunately knocked the ball on after the hit.
Now it's going to be up to HARC's defense. We've already seen what their offense can do here in the second half of play. HARC really going to have to set the studs down, dig deep, and hold a tight line. They're getting right back into this game, but they're going to need to force a turnover. They can't let up any of the points.
Well, all right, here we go. We have the scrum half. Right here, we have Jamal Shaw.
And you got to look out for Declan O'Valley. He's very fleet-footed.
Oh, look at that. Going to the weak side.
Syrian Walsh. So good control here by the Blacks as they continue to drive forward.
All right, well, now we have the referee. We have the hand up. Penalty. Can't see from the angle we're here, but believe it was coming in from the side.
Yeah, HARC desperately trying to batten down the hatches as the attack became more potent for Austin Blacks.
Well, that was a good kick to touch. That just moves the Blacks up just a little bit closer to the end goal.
Yeah, exactly what they're looking for here. Just, I want to say, just inching their way forward little by little. And this also taking valuable seconds off of the clock for HARC.
7 gets the ball, and they're sitting here, and they're going to do the driving maul. But I tell you what, HARC is holding them up. In fact, HARC is winning this one, but then they're rolling out. Blacks are rolling out to the outside. It looks like there's advantage HARC.
Good defense by HARC as they were able to meet Maul with Maul.
Absolutely. He's calling a knock-on, though, so we're going to have a scrum. Called a knock-on by the Blacks.
And talking about the Blacks, we do have a player down for Austin. Getting done to the medic here. But it's right in the path of play, so we're going to have a bit of a stoppage here.
Yeah, we're going to have official time off. Well, so here we go. Right now we're seeing 2 teams. You know, it appears where they started off really playing very strongly. They're playing with a lot of emotion, a lot of effort, and now it's moving over to let's play with our minds and how we're going to set it up. And that's typically what happens when, you know, you have a big game, you're really excited, you want to play your hardest, you let your emotions and adrenaline take over. And so right now what we're seeing is now the real style of play pick up. So let's see what happens here in the scrum.
Well, another concern is going to be the weather. It is getting hotter by the minute out here in North Texas.
Yeah, there's that. There's the North Texas heat, yeah.
And what was once a soft and forgiving pitch has now turned hard and almost clay-like in its footing.
Down, taken by 15.
Go Deck! Go Deck! Go Deck!
Oh, there goes that man again. O'Valley.
O'Valley had a good run right there. But I tell you what, they're just holding on to the ball very nicely, the Blacks are.
Oh, and the ball.
Advantage called.
And the first thing that comes out of the mouth of the HARC players is that did not go backwards.
Well, we're going to take a look and see what the referee says here. From our angle, we can't tell. It looked like it could have been a knock-on, but let's see. Yeah, we're going to have a scrum, of course, from the knock.
Good carry, Deck. Keep going, Deck. Keep it up, Deck. It's your coming out party. Let's go. I can tell DC anything.
So that's Decino Valley. Everybody behind us is referring to him as Deck.
Declan.
Oh, it's Declan. My apologies.
It's a name that's growing in more popularity with kind of that renaissance of the old style names and Game of Thrones, you know.
Now, you know, I just have to say this right now. I did see the Ira Hotel, like Ira Stark.
Yes.
I actually saw the Ira Hotel on Highway 183 here.
Yeah, see, it's all making a comeback.
So I think you have a good point. So my apology to Declan. Please forgive me.
Let's go, Deck. Let's go, Blacks. Let's go, Harrison.
But yeah, O'Malley, he's been running well, at least in the first half. Here in the second half, besides that one run that we just witnessed, a little quiet here in this half.
Well, I tell you what, the wind is really picking up. We have a southeast wind that's blowing up very strongly from the Gulf.
Well, it is a nice wind, though. It's starting to kind of cool off the day out here, but, you know, it has been.
So Leonard Yandel is ready to throw the ball in for the Blacks.
It's a good throw right to the first pod.
Shaw gets the ball, and they're just passing it out smoothly. Look at that. Deck is in the middle. He's trying to run it up.
Yeah, he has those quick, choppy steps. Very difficult to bring down one-on-one.
Wow, what defense from HARC, though. I tell you what, two stout teams.
And they
really
lose
trying to make
possession.
it. And the knock-on call was already made by the ref. But, you know, you have to keep playing until the whistle, and that's exactly what the Blacks did.
No, that's it has led to other success throughout their run here to the D2 title game. You know, the trophy on the line has a lot of emotions here, and they start to flare up as soon as the clock continues to tick down.
All right, so here we go. So we're going to have the Irishman Rory Gleason feeding the ball, getting to Superman Ryan Hirsch, who's the kicker, the hooker, and everything else, I think.
I'm a big fan.
Well, that's because you played hook, didn't you?
Well, of course.
So,
and I had that undiscovered kicking ability that, Coach never let me test out in games.
well, I commend HARC for allowing a hooker to prove himself as a kicker.
He's a man of many talents, apparently.
They're going to go to weak side. They're kicking it forward. Taking, oh, look, oh, my goodness. Hold on, the referee's stopping everything. Referee is waiting. He's going to go over and consult with the AR.
Yeah, Austin Blacks fans wanting the try called. It might not go that way, though. It's going to have a little bit of a discussion here.
I tell you what, that was the first time I've ever seen Ernesto Turk stopped by the Blacks, but the Blacks wanted that try so much. So here we go. We're going to take a look and see what happens here. We have a man down for HARC. All right, so the two ARs are consulting for their center ref. So we have Sean Martin as center, Greg Vernell, and Jaron Ford. These guys are having a good chat. We're going to see what happens.
So everybody taking this opportunity to get a refuel of water. The player's still down, and it's right where play would resume. So we do have that stoppage, and it is a player down for HARC. Austin Blacks thinking that they'll have and you just heard it from the fans, it is try time as they're just a couple of meters out.
But I tell you what, we still have not seen the arm raised by Sean Martin, and it looks like
it doesn't seem like it would be actual try here. Fans wanting them to call the try, give the points. And that's exactly what will happen.
All right, so there it is.
Great defense, Red! Too much rock for one hand, baby!
Well, that was an unbelievable battle for the try.
A little fortunate there at the same moment as it was popping out. Austin Blacks trailed the bouncing ball. And again, this hardened pitch, almost similar to the pitch that we were playing on Pioneer Stadium yesterday, now that the sun has come out and baked the pitch here at the University of Dallas.
We just have hard clay. It's almost like like glass.
But it really does change the trajectory of the bounce as this kick is up and good.
David Harrison scores the conversion. That brings the score in favor of the Blacks, 29-13.
So 2 tries scored in this second half, and that was the responding try from Austin Blacks after the initial try by Houston Athletic.
You know, and here we are in the D2 competition. Let's see, the Austin Blacks won the D3 championship.
Yes.
They won the D1 championship. Wow.
They are trying to make a little history here, having 3 teams get on to nationals.
Unbelievable.
And you have to give them credit. I mean, they have put in the work from the ground floor for many, many years in Austin.
Absolutely. An unbelievable team. The Austin Blacks certainly are. Look at that tackle coming up from David Calero from HARC.
HARC looking to answer back now and see if they can get back into this game. They've already scored once, and we're going to have another stoppage here.
We see a whistle, but we don't see a primary, secondary signal.
Yeah, don't see any hand movements from the officials here. You have to wonder that at this point now, the sun beating down, it's about 85 degrees. It's going to be hotter on the pitch. Some of that fatigue is starting to set in.
Well, the referee is having a word with the captains from both sides. We're not able to listen in, so we can't tell you what's going on. But we can only surmise based on what we see.
I thought this was going to be the part where you tell me, luckily, you are an expert reader in body language, so you can read exactly what they're saying, even when they're not turned to you.
I'm going to tell you exactly what he's saying. Hey, listen, guys, cut the stuff out. All right, let's do this and that right. Other than that, I can't tell you anymore. All right, but HARC captain's going back saying, all right, boys, we got to do this.
I think that was the universal sign for settle down now.
All right, but it's a penalty against HARC, penalty to Blacks. You there on video and have better vision to see what the call was. And the call goes to touch, or the penalty kick goes to touch, so we're going to have a throw in Blacks.
Right now, it is Austin Black's game to lose. It's all about just keeping possession, running down the clock, and making sure that they keep Houston Athletic uncomfortable.
Well, you know, the thing is, you're saying that, and that's absolutely true. But the thing is that if HARC can get something, just one good thing going their way, they could get back in this game. It's not over yet.
Oh, they're definitely well within this game, but
I can't believe that was okay. Well, that worked out.
A mistake like that will definitely help their chances.
Well, I tell you what, the ball was not thrown in straight. It wasn't called by the ref. He let it go, but then the Blacks knocked it on. So we're going to have a scrum in HARC's part of the field.
So this is going to be a big scrum for HARC. You don't necessarily need a big push. A stalemate will work out fine too. They just need to keep possession and try to keep on moving forward. I mean, the D2 level from the D3 level, I mean, it's just a faster, pacier game with bigger hits. And that also includes the scrums.
Absolutely.
Oh, and HARC gets a great push here.
8-man pig going out to Rory. He's passing it out. Getting it out to the 14. Stefan was on the run. He cut on the inside. Justin Reed giving it out to Stefan.
So HARC
now they're going to go ahead and go to strong side. All right, Rory's looking for an opening. He's going to go long. There he goes to the 10. The 10 being Daniel Pastrello. Is he going to make it? Oh, he loses the ball.
And just when HARC had something breaking their way, and again, we talked about this yesterday, centimeters.
Centimeters.
Making a big difference here.
Or can we say millimeters at this point?
It might have been even close to the centimeters. It could have been millimeters.
Oh, my goodness. I tell you what, that was a great drive for HARC. They were really moving it up there, but just stopped by the Blacks. So we're going to have a scrum. It will be put in by the Blacks. So here we are. Jamel Shaw is looking around.
Well, Hark's going to be looking to get the same push that he just had in the last scrum, where they were able to move the Blacks off the ball a little bit.
Absolutely, absolutely. HARC is very powerful here in the scrum. So here we go. Jamel's about to put the ball in. He does. Ball's in. Out back. And the Blacks at least clear it from the danger zone for a little bit. So we're going to have a throw-in the line-out for HARC.
Well, HARC is hoping to get on the highway to the danger zone and score that try.
Absolutely.
It's so close. It was a terrific run. He was able to break a couple of tackles, still was going, and then as he was trying to extend and get that last pass off, the Austin Blacks defense was able to reconvene on the ball and knock it loose.
So here he goes. Ryan Hirsch is throwing the ball in. And a little messed up. They're all over the place. Who's going to get the ball? HARC holds on to the ball, but let's see what happens here in the ruck.
Huge play to keep possession for HARC.
Okay, HARC is holding them. HARC is holding them, getting everybody set. All right, Alexander Bindice on the run. Oh, he's going through. HARC on a great run right there.
Yeah, a couple of fends. It was beautiful to see.
And we got a penalty, high tackle. Penalty, Houston, high tackle by the Blacks.
And you have to wonder if they're going to try to go for points here. Given this juncture of the game, it would not be a bad idea to bring out the team.
Normally I'd agree with you, but at this point, oh, look at this. Here it is. Yep, they're going to go for the scrum.
All right, make or break time.
Well, you know what? Houston's been doing very well in the scrum. So I think what they're going to try to do is they're going to try to push it in, push it forward, but they have quite a ways to go to get into the end goal. So I think they're going to try to push it as far as they can and then get it out to one of their speedy backs. So let's see what happens.
I mean, normally I would say that's not a horrible idea, but now with the tired legs and longer into this game, I just don't see it happening. But we'll find out here shortly.
I guess so. Here we go. Ball in, ball in. 8-man pick, holding on to it. 19's getting in there on the ruck. Roy's he's directing everybody. He's going out. Good drive in, support from number 1. And the ball's out. Going to 10. 10 offloads.
It looks like the referee's going to come over and talk with his AR, see if that was a forward pass.
Well, that's Derek Paul who got the ball, and he went into the end goal, but we're going to see if it's actually a try. We don't know yet.
Yeah, try was awarded.
All right, that's Derek Paul who scored the try.
Well deserved and well earned by HARC. I mean, they could have been disheartened after giving up the try just a few moments ago, and they really could have got down on themselves after giving up what would have been another try because they lost possession of the ball near the try zone. But this time, third time the charm, getting the points, and let's see if they can get the conversion as well.
And that was great ball movement that they had, finally getting it out there. When they got it out to Paul, it was just, it almost looked as if it was a set play. But here we go. We have Ryan Hirsch now attempting the conversion.
I think you have to introduce him as the hooker every single time because most people aren't expecting the hooker to take the kicks.
I hope he makes it.
He has a great leg.
It looked like it had the distance, but it did not make it. And I got to tell you, I really wanted him to make it. One, because, you know, they need the points, but more importantly, because he's a hooker.
Yeah, I mean, you studied the dark arts. You understand how it works.
Well, you know, we only call it the dark arts because when you're up front and you're in the scrum,
there's not much light.
You don't see light.
Yeah.
So hey, here we are now, 29-18 here in the second half.
But I will tell you until my face is blue is that the hooker is the most underrated athlete on the pitch because they have to do everything. They do all the throws. They can catch, they can spin, they can hook, they can score.
And you know, that has nothing to do with the fact that you and I both played number
yeah,
two.
Nothing
at all.
about that. I was like, I don't know how you played it. That's how I played it. We get in the middle of this water breaking in, and again, you know, above about 85 degrees here today. Very hot, the humidity, not too much of a problem as it was yesterday. We're playing on a little bit of an incline here, and we do have a lot of open space around. So the wind breezing through nicely kind of helped trying to keep things cool. But when that sun breaks the clouds, it's like baking in an oven.
Well, you know, the wind's great for us because we're sitting back here and we're just, you know, kind of enjoying the cool breeze. But the guys on the field, okay, that wind is really having an effect on the kicks and so forth. So.
And you have to believe it's starting to sap their energy as the time continues to wane on. 29-18 our score. Austin Black's ahead. But Houston Athletic Rugby Club, HARC, they've really come out strong in this second half. Right now, outscoring Austin Blacks with 2 tries to 1.
Can't see his number. Oh, well. All right, so here the Blacks are. They're ready to kick off after the score by HARC. Again, 29-18 in favor of the Blacks.
And instead of trying to keep it close, they'll just kick it long.
I hate that guy.
Look at that. He's just running around to the left, to the right.
That was a good run.
What are you backing up for?
Once again,
Quickly getting the ball out, and they're just moving ahead slowly. That was Abraham Blanco on the run.
And they'll call the knock as that ball, it looked like it just bounced and it didn't bounce forward. It looked like it bounced and went straight up, but the referee, they have the best angle of all.
They get to see it closer than the rest of us. But, you know, I tell you what, the ball was moving nicely for HARC, and it's unfortunate that things like this have been happening several times against HARC, because if they could have gotten that out to their wing, if that could have gotten back out to Derek Paul, that could have been another try, because he is Speedy Gonzalez. You know, his feet turn on fire, and, man, he's ready to go.
We'll have to see what Blacks does here. If they can win back possession, look for them to swing it out here wide as quickly as possible. Got a lot of room to work with.
Shaw getting the ball in quickly. Look at the power push from HARC, though. But penalty, look at this. Penalty in the scrum for HARC.
Bit of a melee still lying around after that scrum went down late. Hopefully everybody okay coming out of the scrum.
Well, you know what? That's exactly what HARC wanted to do, is give that good drive, good strong set, perfectly formed drive, and just a mistake in the scrum by the Blacks, and that got the penalty for HARC.
They definitely have some positives that they can take away with their scrumming here today, and they're going to just try to send this in a touch.
I was just going to say, well, he went for distance on that. Got a hold of it.
Good opportunity for HARC.
All right, so once again, Ryan Hirsch is going to be throwing the ball in for HARC. We're going to see what happens here.
It's a shade over the halfway line. I mean, if HARC just needs to bring what they brought last time, they were really successful.
Caught by number 4, Stuart Hunley. Oh, look at that power run.
He broke 5 tackles.
Mitchell Pedler on the run. Excellently done. Offloading. 4-18.
Yeah, this is Gonzalez, another big guy.
Coming up there to 10. That's Daniel Pastrallo.
This is great movement here from HARC. They're getting so near.
HARC just needs to hold on to the ball.
Hey, Charles, do you think you and Miles are cousins?
10 has the ball, passing out there to 11 again. Oh, sending him back just a little bit. That's a good turnaround after the tackle. He's going to try to drive it through, big number 1. He's going to try to drive it in.
Who knows? He's a weird psycho. We'll know like Tuesday or Wednesday.
And just powering forward now, trying to contain the ball.
For what? Nice connect.
Up to 16.
And still trying to find the power to finish this drive.
Number 6 is so close to the end goal.
We're up 11.
Drop backwards, knocked on. No, he dropped it backwards, but the Blacks defender knocked the ball on. We're going to have a scrum.
Wow. How fortunate for Harks as they were working the ball side to side and weren't able to find the crevice through the defense. And ultimately, it was really great defense that turned out into a mistake at the end.
I got to tell you something. You know, the thing is that the Blacks defense was so stout is that no matter what HARC was throwing at him, HARC could not penetrate just those few meters in. But and it worked out for him. The Blacks almost got the ball recovered. They only would have had the fullback from HARC to stop him, and I think they would have broken through and probably would have made a wonderful 90-something yard try.
Well,
but the thing is, now HARC has the ball.
We're going to find out how much of that defending took out of the legs of the Blacks, because there's a good opportunity that HARC can be right on the offensive again here.
HARC is going to hold it. They're getting it out.
Get up. Keep coming.
Missed pass. 14 has it.
Smash him, David.
Well, Stefan Marr was taken down. Oh, look at that. Good run, but the Blacks
Even better
defense stop
tackle.
him. Yeah. Okay, Big 16 has the ball.
Yeah, Rutherford trying to make some room on his own, not much doing.
I tell you what, Rutherford has a great interest in making sure that HARC wins as president of HARC. And we have a penalty, not releasing the tackled player. Well, I tell you what, I'm glad to see Rutherford in here. He is the president of HARC, and he has a great interest. He's been playing rugby for, I think, about 78 years, maybe 79 there.
So longer than you then.
Oh, no, he's been playing forever. But I tell you what, he's a great athlete, great leader for HARC, and so I know his interest in seeing HARC do well here is well-founded. He's the one who led the charge in bringing the youth and high school program back to HARC, which will begin this year. Here we go.
Well, that's good for the game of rugby, especially here in Texas. Keep it growing at the youth level.
Well, Rory Gleason's going to be putting the ball in, hooked back by Ryan Hirsch. Oh, man, that defense from the Blacks has really stopped him. Big number 1, Abraham Blanco, tries to drive it forward, but the Blacks defense will not let him get too far.
He's trying to turn to release, and he's been unable to do so, but the ruck does form.
Oh, we got a knock on. It's back to the Blacks. Oh, there's an earlier penalty. There's advantage. Earlier penalty. Knock-on's not going to be called. Offside is the call against the Blacks.
This is extremely unsettling for both sides. Everything's so close, so far at the same moment.
Quick tap, passing it out there, getting it to 14.
It's a good gang tackle there for Austin Blacks as he continued to defend the goal line.
There he is. Big number 1, Blanco.
What's he doing with his hand? What's the ref saying?
Well,
All right, so we're taking a look. The try is awarded.
scored. So after a little deliberation, it seems that almost every try we have seen scored in the second half has gone to a talkover between the official and the AR.
I got to tell you something. No, it's a penalty, not a try. Look at this.
Okay.
Well, so we're back to 18.
Yeah.
He held the hand up as if it was a try, but it was a penalty. We didn't see what the secondary call was.
It sounded like the whistle even sounded like that was going to signal a try. But
Yep.
again, no speaker on our table here, but maybe something that we'll implement later on in future broadcasts.
Well, what we'll do in future broadcasts, we'll talk to the referee, see if we can get a radio in. Sometimes not being able to hear what the referee says does have a slight impact for us. The referee is so busy talking to the players that sometimes being able to give a secondary signal or for us to see it. But you may have seen it on the screen, and if you have, then you know what happened.
Oh, it definitely is a running dialogue. And talking about running, this is a good run for Austin Blacks.
Man, I tell you what, that had to have taken the win out of HARC. They were so close out to number 7 of the Blacks, and he's just pounding through.
It's a huge run by Ryan Rackley.
Penalty Blacks for not releasing. HARC's not releasing the tackled player.
And you gotta get out of the way. But we are seeing some decent sportsmanship there.
I tell you what, we really are, man. He was trying to help him out. The HARC player was seeing there was an issue with the Blacks player. And even though this is a important state championship game, guys, the Warriors have admiration for fellow Warriors.
I think everybody understands the sacrifices and what goes through during the week to make a practice and to set aside time to travel on the weekends to play, you know, sometimes 2 to 3 games all in one day. And then something that you bond over because you share the trials and tribulations of the season.
Well, you know what's so nice, though, is that you could travel around the world saying that you play rugby in one place, and automatically you bond with somebody else because they play rugby in another part of the world. And so that bond of the brother is it's just there.
That's true. They're very welcoming very quickly. It's like, oh, you Rugga, you come over here, you eat with us.
All right, here we go now. So we're going to have the line out. Blacks throw it. Now we've moved. When HARC had wonderful opportunities down on their side of the field. Now it's in the Blacks' hands.
And I was going to say, due to my poor accent, I guess you would imagine that I meet a lot of Aussie ruggers for some odd reason.
I thought you were talking about, I thought that was Far East, Austin.
Oh, man.
Oh, look at this. Almost back to HARC. Blacks are holding on to the ball.
And Milstad able to get on the ball there.
Oh, look at this. HARC has the ball now. Picked up by the 8-man there. That's David Calero for HARC. HARC's trying to move the ball, but the defense from the Blacks is so solid and stout. I mean, they're flat, they're covering, they're nominating everybody, they're moving up quickly. Oh, there's the 11. He passes it out.
Oh, and great frustration there for Derek Paul because he had the perfect idea, and it looked to have been a good ball.
And, you know, Mitchell Pedler right there, he was there to get the ball and run it on down. And if Pedler for HARC would have gotten the ball, I'm certain he would have scored. Unfortunately, though, yeah, that pass was just a little bit too far in front and beyond.
Again, centimeters off. Things could be so different right now for HARC.
All right, so here we go.
Score, though, is still 29-18.
Gandil throwing the ball in.
As the fans' interest in this game continues to heighten around us.
Oh, nice long throw, just a bit overthrown. Whose ball? Whose ball? HARC holds it. Oh, wait a second now. Okay, the referee's calling something here. He's saying, oh.
I don't know how that goes down.
Okay, this is what happened. The referee, from what he saw, now he's going to talk to his AR.
It's got to be black.
Well, you know, the one thing is that when you're a fan for one side, you always see everything for your side. As we're hearing from the Black fans behind us, which, man, they are great. The Blacks are a great team. I know they're not happy with this call.
Oh, no, but, I mean, HARC's, it's all about trying to take advantage of the situation that they are given. Can they come back? Can they make something of this? Then maybe they'll have a little bit more to gripe about. But right now, the Austin Blacks have taken the best shots that HARC has been able to deliver in this game, and they've been able to, only bend and not completely break as they still maintain the lead.
Well, all right, here we go. So now we have the scrum half. Irishman Rory Gleason putting the ball in. Looking for Ryan Hirsch to get the ball, and then wondering if the 8-man, David Calero, is going to get it, or if they're just going to pass it straight out. Let's see what happens. Okay, keeping the ball in the scrum so they can set it up. Man,
what a scrum here for HARC.
What a scrum. I mean, they're just dominating. HARC is just dominating, and referee, that's exactly what they were looking for. They were looking to get a penalty, and they got it. In fact, even the flanker, the number 6 right there, Michael Crawford, was wondering when the ref was going to call it. And, of course, knowing this referee, Sean Martin, He is so smooth and so good on the calls. He should have had no doubt.
Well, Ryan Hirsch, the former LSU Tiger, really trying to keep this game, his team motivated right now. Again, the hooker doing everything. So he sent that kick out of play. Now he has to go and get the ball so he can throw it in.
Well, I got to tell you what, and then right in front of the lineout that we have, number 16, Rob Rutherford is on the lift, getting it back to Rory. Oh, the run was a little bit too soon. Oh, the good pass. Oh, that was unfortunate for HARC.
It's all about just trying to pace it together for HARC.
But you know what? You can't blame the number 10 for running up. He was ready to get the ball quickly, run up, get as far as he could. Just an unfortunate miscommunication. Okay, there's big man Abraham Blanco passing it off. Offload.
Oh, that was a great kick.
15, Mitchell Pedler kicked it downfield, and he's going for the ball. Picked up by the Blacks. The Blacks 15 has it now.
Go lead him first.
First.
Go, he tipped it. That guy tipped it.
And it's tipped right into the hands of HARC. So HARC getting the ball back in even better field position than when they had it originally.
He's calling a forward pass. And so we have Sean Martin calling a forward pass by the Blacks. It's going to be a put in. HARC.
Yes, all in all, this works out well for HARC. Now much further ahead up the pitch than they were initially. And they get another chance to possibly go to a scrum and utilize that push that they had last time.
Well, you know, the thing is that HARC right now still has quite a bit of an uphill battle. It's 29-18 in favor of the Blacks, and the Blacks defense is just stout. I mean, these guys are like a gigantic thick cement followed by brick followed by steel wall. They are hard to penetrate. And so Rob Rutherford with his hands up, he's looking over at the referee.
I will agree, it can be difficult to penetrate through such a mixture, but it's not impossible. And as HARC has shown here today, they are capable of scoring against this stout defense.
Absolutely.
Do they have enough left in the tank to pull out another 2 scores and possibly come away with the come from behind victory? That's the question.
Well, you know what? We saw that yesterday, though, in the D3. And so that was with the Blacks versus Hurt in the D3 championship. And so let's see if HARC can do that here. Rory passing it out. Fly half getting the ball, holding on to it. John LeDuff on the ball. He's going down. Ah, look at that, look at that. Blacks are trying to counter-rock.
No, it was a backward pass, so no knock on there.
All right, down. Here we go. That was a good defensive ruck. Moving the ball out to LeDuff. But again, that stout defense from the Blacks.
Blanco. He's been running real hard for HARC today.
And I tell you what, Blanco is a stout man. And there's Rutherford. Rutherford has gotten quite a few meters on that run. Yeah, Rutherford's a big, powerful man, hard to bring down.
We have been here before. They're knocking on the door, but will they be
wow,
brought in?
What a drive. What a drive. Okay, so here we go. It's a stout drive against a stout defense. And that was a good defensive stop.
And the defense continues to answer the call here. But they don't have to open the door.
Number 10 offloads to 14.
Yes! Coach! That's your coach! That's yours, champ! Give it to him! He's not releasing! Yes! Yes!
And once again, HARC getting so close, but not able to get through the defense of the Blacks.
Not even. After all the running, after all the phases, they are still unable to get in and over the goal line.
Well, all right, so that's a penalty of not releasing the ball. So here we go, folks. Blacks are going to kick to touch.
And looks like the crowd was expecting that to be the final kick of the game. Might have a couple of minutes still left in this contest. But that really does hurt HARC.
I tell you what, absolutely, HARC has come out here to play, and play they did. They played stoutly, smartly. Everything was good, but they just went up against such a strong black defense.
A couple of other things go a little differently. We might be talking about a completely different scoreline.
And here it comes. Shaw kicked it down. Ball is still in. Ball is in.
Do you guys know that Chris Bowman guy?
All right, there was not a knock-on called.
No, and this is good for HARC. Just utilize it, continue. I mean, you said last time earlier, play until the whistle.
Play to the, and you know what? You and I both saw a knock-on, but the refs didn't. So
I don't know
HARC
what I
still
saw.
has the ball.
You might have saw one. I didn't see anything.
I didn't see anything. I'm denying what I stated earlier.
Hey, if the referee doesn't see it, they're the ones that are the most important here.
Well, they're the
HARC,
ones with the real eyes here.
Yeah, HARC needs to put this together, though.
Kick the fuck.
Oh, he knocked it forward.
Kill it. Oh. Hey, he's just a boy. Sorry about that.
And the fans here for the Blacks are getting really excited.
Yeah, they thought that this game was already over, that they had this victory well in hand. The referee saying there was still time on the clock. HARC battling to the very end of every whistle so far, knowing that they had an outside opportunity of making an upset here. Yeah, but it looks like.
All right, so we're taking a look, and I see some of the Blacks players are encouraging their fans to speak it up, and I saw number 7 from the Blacks telling their fans to keep it down. So I think they're going to listen to Shaw here on this one. You know, I tell you something, though. I have to give it to HARC. I mean, HARC has come out. They fought with all their might. You know, they're in the D4 championship. They're here in the D2 championship. HARC is really a tough team. They're an up-and-coming team, and especially under their new leadership, I think they're just going to do much, much better throughout the years. Granted, their last leadership was also fantastic. David Yeoman, past president, brought HARC up from a lower level up to a higher level, and now being taken over by Rutherford to just continue that upward movement. So here we go now. We have a scrum. All right, here it is. And it's going to be put in by HARC. Rory Gleason. What's your projection here? What do you think HARC's going to do?
I'm assuming that they're going to want to try to just get this out as fast as possible and get this outside. They haven't been able to bank it through the middle.
14.
Yes.
Up. Knocked on right there, unfortunately, by Derek Paul.
The ball's still alive, though, as it's being kicked by Blacks. Smart move there to smother back on the ball. Now they've been pushed back many, many meters, but they hold on to possession.
Well, I tell you what, you know, no call has been made.
And this only benefits HARC even more as they can continue on, as we are in the dying embers of this match.
Absolutely. Look at that solid straight line
Let's go,
for
Leo!
the Blacks. But what a powerful run. And you know the great support that HARC's given up there. There's big man Blanco.
Yeah, Blanco's been running very hard throughout this contest. Austin Blacks, they just continue to just smother down on defense to the point of suffocation.
Don't worry, we got it, guys. We got it. Don't worry about it. We're holding
And this
it
ball
down.
once again loose.
Wait a second, there had to have been a penalty there. And there is. There is. It's called against the Blacks. Penalty, Houston. Houston, though, if they kick to touch, the wind's coming from the black side, which is from the south. So they're going to be kicking in. They're going to be kicking into the wind here.
At 76 years old, he is wheeling and dealing. What an animal that guy is, Rick Medina. What a fantastic talent that guy is.
Now, we understand that Rick Medina is actually 82 years old. And even though he looks it, that's absolutely okay because he doesn't stop running.
So Blacks trying to put the finishing touches on this game, but this HARC side, give them credit. They have not given up yet.
I tell you what, look at that, holding on to the ball right there.
I'm
Still
digging the
driving.
effort. I'm totally digging this effort from HARC.
Okay, what's the whistle? What's the whistle? We have a penalty.
Yeah,
Looking for the secondary.
Yeah, this is another penalty against Blacks.
Let's go, boys.
And again,
Hirsch kicking a beautiful, beautiful kick to touch on that penalty kick.
yeah, I'm telling you, Hirsch, I mean, he can do it all at the hooker position. And his kicks, I mean, if he didn't wear the number 2, you probably think that he's a natural fly half. Besides the size, of course.
No, I got it. Maybe a fly half for Ireland or All Blacks.
Well, maybe a full-grown pro, yes, maybe, but
Here we go.
D2.
And going up, hey, the number 4 gets the ball again. Stuart Hudley. Oh, there's the big 11. Derek Paul on the run, not able to break through. He's still sneaking in and out around like a power mouse. Rory getting the ball out.
Luckily, it wasn't knocked on there, but a big run.
Man, what a power run right there. But the Black Stout defense is setting it up to hold him. Here we go. Good ruck being formed by HARC.
That's it, boys! That's it!
How unfortunate, as that is the very final play of this game. After all the effort expended, it's a knock-on that does HARC in.
You know, and that's been unfortunate for HARC because it is unfortunate mistakes like that that I believe essentially cost the game for HARC. Here we are at the final 29-18 in favor of the Blacks. And by the way, the Blacks have just won Division I, Division II, and Division III state championships this year. So hats off to the Blacks. Great battle by HARC. But, we have to recognize what we've seen this year coming up from Austin.
Well, yeah, I mean, living in the ATX myself, you talk about the 2 clubs there with the Huns, and then but the Blacks, I mean, they have been the talk of the town in the rugby world just because of their success at this level in Division III, Division II, Division I, so it's going to be a full slate.
Well, you're out there, and that's the reason why an MLR team, the elite, was selected. Or actually, you had the powers behind to get a team, an MLR team down there. So this has really been a wonderful thing to see for the Austin Blacks. Again, a congratulations going out to Hurt. Well done putting together a team, building a fine team, and seeing something wonderful develop in the future. So I see nothing but good things for the future of Hurt. But for right now, the Austin Blacks, Division I, Division II, and Division III state champions, man, I can't say anything else.
No, I think that should do it for us here as we get ready for the next game to come aboard. But yes, congratulations to Blacks and HARC. I'm assuming that we're going to see them again here next year, and maybe they find the little tweaks in their game that will put it all together to where we're talking about them as a division champion next year.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, if you can see it here on the side, there's a lot of yelling going on the Black side. Rightly so. Oh my goodness, they're excited.
It is a full team effort from Division I down to Division III, but once a Black, always a Black. And the Austin Blacks, as you can tell, a very tight-knit group, and completely happy with their celebration as they get ready to take the photos, knowing there's a huge stuff coming on. Well,
And what's coming up next?
Well, we do have this matchup between San Antonio and the Austin Valkyries. It's going to be a hard-hitting matchup, and really excited to come along for that call. We're going to take a break here as they get set to get ready to rugger down. So for everybody involved in this broadcast, our good friends over at Nutmeg Sports Media for bringing you the live coverage. Of course, my good friend Larry Monks, who's been with you for the majority of the day, and we'll be back with you here shortly. I'm Smash Justin Simmons. We'll sign off for now, and we'll be back for your next game number 4 of the 5 here from Irving, Texas.
All right.